everyone, this is Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. Women over 60 are a fairly resilient lot. We've dealt with a lot of stress in our lives. You know, we have navigated careers, some of us have raised families, we have moved and traveled around the world. You know, we've dealt with all kinds of situations and you know, despite how difficult they may have been at the time, we've come through it, you know, with strength and resilience, and, you know, so we're a pretty strong group. But as we get a little older, you know, our circumstances start to change, our relationships shift, and there are some recurring fears that I think emerge with women over 60. And these fears can really dominate and shape your life in your 60s. So let's take a look at what they are and just talk through what we can do in response to them. So the first fear I think a lot of women over 60 face is the anticipation of rejection. And I put the focus on anticipation because I think the fear of this of rejection is worse than the rejection. We anticipate it and it holds us back, it restricts us. And I think that the key thing to remember here is that as you have been growing and maturing and experiencing life, you know, others have been doing the same and shifting. And it just may be that the people you thought were going to be, you know, close friends or the type of people that you would want to be with may not be. You know, so that the rejection may be because you both changed. And I think that the key thing is, though, not to fear that potential rejection and to not worry about what other people think of you, to put the focus on yourself. You know, you can't control what other people think about you, but you can control what you think about yourself. And I think with that positive attitude and you know, sort of reflection on yourself, you can then build a foundation for attracting the right people into your life. You know, you can control the situation, and you know, rejection really doesn't become an issue anymore. So I think that fear we can deal with. The second one is the fear of loneliness and social isolation. And this is a really valid one. We did a survey with the 60 and Me community some time ago, and we were told that 75% of the people who responded felt lonely. And the first thing to remember is that, you know, the fear of being lonely is not an unnatural fear. It's very, you know, normal, and it's something that, you know, society is evolving. It's a very practical reality. And, you know, as your life begins to shift and family moves away and so on, you are actually left in a situation where it's harder to make friends and make connections. And there are some things you can do there. We've written quite a few articles on this topic, but I think the fear of loneliness, you know, first of all, don't blame yourself. Just know it's okay. There are things you can do. You can get out and explore your passions, go to events, you know, where there will be people like you, and, you know, just embrace the fact that you're a little bit more, you know, restricted in your the number of people you might know, and it's up to you to decide how, you know, how to extend outwards. So the fear of loneliness, I think, is one that we can also deal with. The final one I would want to talk about would be just the fear of the lack of purpose and meaning in life. And of course, this is very typical as well. As we get older, our families have moved away, our children are building their own lives, and we, you know, we find ourselves not being defined by those roles anymore. You know, I'm not a mother anymore. I'm not a, you know, in quotes, I'm not a colleague at work. My work routine has shifted. So I'm not defined by the success in my job. My purpose was, you know, always in the past associated with a role, and that's changed. So I think the thing now to do is to not be, you know, afraid of that next step and to explore the new you. I mean, this is your time to reinvent yourself in any way that you like, or to stay exactly as you are. You know, you have the choice. And you're not so, you know, your purpose is not so much tied now to other people, but it's tied to you. What is your purpose? What is your meaning in your life? And, you know, the opportunities for you to embrace that and explore new things, you know, just read, go for walks, ask questions, be curious, and don't worry about it all happening at once. Just take one step at a time. one small step every day, and you'll find that slowly you'll start to relax into who you are, to discover what your fundamental passions are, whether it's to mentor or to take a part-time job or to do something completely crazy, maybe travel or just join a group that you never thought you'd be part of. This is a time in your life to really explore new options. So the fear of meaning and purpose isn't really a fear as much as it's just a next step. So I think those are the three things that most women in their 60s fear or are cautious about. And I think there's an answer and a response to all of them. I hope it's been helpful. I just would love to start a conversation and get your feedback on this. Perhaps we can help each other, other women in the community who are thinking about, these three things and maybe hung up on one of them, feeling very fearful about one. What is your greatest fear now that you're in your 60s? Do you have any? I'd love your feedback. Just leave your comments below and let's start a conversation. Thanks, everyone.